it is now the Men's Ski Open final, and yet again, I know we've been saying it just about every race, Wilco, but a fantastic field because we're talking national champions, Olympians, you name it, the best of the best, whether you're a kayaker or ski paddler, are pretty much in this race.
That's exactly right. These are pretty much, apart from the double ski, the fastest craft on the water. Basically the Formula One. These guys will get these craft up and running very, very quick, and there won't be too much room for error out here.
All right, as they head down now to take their craft to the water, that is Peter Scott. Twice an Olympian, multiple state and national champion. You'd have to think he is one of the men to beat. Among them, Greg Tobin from Swansea Belmont, Ben Hamilton will line up as well, Luke Morrison from Newport, Nathan Smith, one of the great names of the sport, lines up for Cronulla. You've got Chris Kilmurray as well from Bronte, formerly from one of the Newcastle clubs, now down in Sydney, and he's got a teammate there as well in Eltham. So that are just some of the names to look out for in the Men's Open Ski Final. And they're away. Look at this. They will power off. You're on board with Peter Scott, two-time Olympian, multiple and state champion. The drag race is on, ladies and gentlemen. Look at them power through the shore break. It is on for young and old here.
And look at that already, the two favourites for this race, Peter Scott, Lachlan Tane, out next to each other, side by side, and setting the pace.
Well, I said young and old, and it's actually literally that way. Lachlan Tane, the young gun, the state and national champ, Peter Scott, been there and done that plenty of times before from the older brigade. Who's going to win out, the master or the apprentice in this one, Wilco?
It'll be an interesting race. Peter Scott has been an absolute icon in ski paddling now for 15 or 20 years. As you said, 2 Olympics. He's been a state champion. He's been an Australian champion. This guy has done absolutely everything there is in the sport, and he has been a benchmark that everyone else sets himself off. Lachlan Tane, the new guy, the young kid, he's come through. He's twice Australian champion. He's the current world champion, and they're currently in first and second.
Don't want to give the age away of Peter Scott, but you fancy the first time he turned a ski paddle at a state championship, a few of the guys in this field weren't even born.
You'd have to say that. I'm sure Scotty wouldn't like to hear that. Hayden White, interesting, in third on the outside there. He won this event.
Trouble in the cans, Wilco. Trouble. They have crashed into each other here. Drama in the rest of the field. The front runners have got away clean, but there's a few off. One of the boys from Coleroy trying to get back on his ski. Well, they all went for the one space, and 3 and 4 don't fit into one.
And that's all day we've been saying the importance of getting off to a quick start and getting into clean water, and that is the exact reason why.
Look at Peter Scott, the teeth showing. He is gripping it and ripping it, showing all his class, all his experience over the many years he's been at the top of the pops. But Lachlan Tane from Avoca Beach, he has set his sights for home. He is the man to catch.
Lachie Tane doing it well here. Looked like he's opened up a bit of a lead, chasing all the little runs. Lockie's got a lot of power. Compared to Peter, he's a smaller guy, but very, very strong, and obviously got form on the board, the current Australian and world champion.
Great resume already for such a young career. Lachie Tane has his nose in front. Peter Scott pushing all the way, but here come the field. There's a couple of Manly boys. Peter Scott there closest to camera. It looks like Warilla Barrick point up there as well. Hayden White doing his best, but that is the gap on the leader. Lachie Tane at least a ski length, maybe a ski and a half, you'd have to say. As we get to the finishing line now, it is looming large in the Men's Open Ski Final. Lachie Tane, are the waves coming? Look, they're having a bit of a... Well, Peter Scott's not hanging about. He has powered up. Look at him come, the veteran, the star of the sport for so long, but there's a host of them on a wave. Have they got enough time to catch Lachie Tane? They are flying home. There's 4 or 5 of them now in the mix. Lachie Tane, can he hang on? Oh, he just gets there. He just gets there. Lachie Tane, he has hung on. Boy, oh boy, you can see what it means from he is spent. Peter Scott has got absolutely nothing left in the tank. It was a blanket finish, a fantastic finish. The finish you expect from a class field in the biggest race on the state surf life-saving calendar here in the 2013 championships. Lachie Tane, he can barely breathe, but he's going to walk away with the gold medal from Avoca Beach. He's just beaten home Peter Scott. Greg Tobin from Swansea Belmont ahead of Hayden White, Blake Ballard and Sam Spear, but Lachie Tane, the world champ, is now the state champ.
Well, Lachlan Tane, a state champion to add to your world and national titles. How are you feeling after that one?
Oh, that was the hardest one out of any of the ones I've ever won. That was a drag race right to the line, and Pete got second to me at Aussies last year, so it was never going to be easy, and he's won Aussies before, so I'm stoked to get the win.
It looked to be a race in 5 at the last turn, and you, as you say, you really had to work for it with those guys chasing hard.
Yeah, it was. I pulled a little bit at the middle can and almost got a little wave out the back. It wasn't to burn, then it was just on. For young and old, it was awesome.